Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, the Gunners family. How una dey on this beautiful evening? Oh yeah, papa, make una gather here. Let us have one or two discussion about Arsenal Football Club. And you know, a lot of Arsenal fans are not happy. A lot of people are full of questions. A lot of people are even panicking because the hope don't already high. They don't already raise the standard this season, and everybody's already foreseeing the Premier League coming down to Arsenal Football Club. And now it's already looking like there's panic everywhere. Arsenal fans, chillax. I still believe, I use this one to start. I still believe Arsenal are going to win the Premier League at the end of the day. So as an opposition fan, I still believe saying now go win the Premier League this season. It is bound to be like that. But anyway, let us just dissect everything in total now. What went wrong against Sunderland, why it went wrong, and probably the solution. So help me tap the like button, and during the course of this video, you can comment one or two about your own opinion. Also, help me tap the subscribe button. It is very, very, very important because you might not see this video again. Anyway, let us get into it proper now. The best place to start is on the Premier League table, and just top two. Forget about the rest. The rest now shower. The rest don't be shower. My chest is there. But anyway, let us just pay attention on the top two because I believe this set of team are going to be at the top two by the end of the season. Arsenal at the first, Manchester City at the second. Arsenal before, then they carry Manchester City by 6 points up until the draw against Sunderland, and now Manchester City won their game 4 points behind Arsenal Football Club. Ordinarily, somebody will say, well, common sense still require that Arsenal are still leading comfortably because 4 points is something big. And that's like 2 games. You need to win 2 games, and Arsenal need to lose a game and get another draw before you can just come and just overtake like that. 4 points is not completely bad. Yes, it is not supposed to be bad, but this is one thing that Manchester City are known for. They know how to stage remontada, and whenever they don't stage remontada like that and they pass on the table, they will not come down again till the end of the season. That is the panic of a lot of Arsenal fans. Anyway, let us start from where the problem came from. If you watch that Sunderland game, if you went back to that game, you could clearly see that Arsenal have only one problem in that game, and the problem is the mastermind that is the genesis of every other thing. The biggest problem that Arsenal had in that game is injury crisis. Because you can look at it, while the game was going on that very day, I turned to the bench to look at the players that are on the bench. The quality on the bench, fine, the squad depth is available, but the quality is not as solid as what you might want to use to play against a solid Sunderland. A Sunderland that is playing like they are crazy. Trust me, assuming there is a game this coming weekend, Sunderland might lose that game. Because they only came to play Arsenal because they want to prove a point. That was waiting, carry them come on that very day. But you see, if you look at the bench, Victor Gyökeres is injured, no Martinelli, no Odegaard, no Kai Havertz, no Madueke. In fact, that Martinelli alone that is not available played a significant role in that game. Because Martinelli this season, whenever it is looking like he's going to be tight, that's where Martinelli has been stepping up this season. But anyway, I believe the genesis of every problem we say Arsenal they face right now is based on this injury. There's the squad depth, and the boys are even ready to fight. You can see the zeal in their faces. You can see the passion. After the game, they were not looking happy. But anyway, one thing that I will just say is that it is not over until it is over. It is bound to be like that. That's why they call it the Premier League. Now, what did they make am sweet be that? The competition. Go and ask Manchester City, the pressure wey una sef don post them in time past. Pep Guardiola go fit tell you. So una sef don post them big time pressure. So it is their own time to mount pressure on Arsenal. But anyway, let us just continue. This is the number 2 problem that came on that very day. And I believe the number 1 problem was what led to the number 2 problem that I'm about to talk about now. It is tiredness inside Arsenal squad. If you look at that game that day, Bukayo Saka was not really in that game. Timber especially was not really in that game that very day. It was, Arteta was just calling him from time to time, talking to him. Tiredness play another significant role. Ebere Chieze was also not in that game. He did not really play anything that much in that game, especially the second half. He was not really there. So, tiredness don dey show. And the reason why I said the first problem is what led to the second problem now is that, assuming that all of these players that are injured, Gyökeres, Martinelli, Odegaard, assuming these players are available, Kai Havertz, Noni Madueke, there is definitely going to be rotation in the squad, thereby preventing one player from being tired Saka has been playing and playing and playing and playing. You know, playing the Champions League, playing the Premier League, playing this, playing that. Arsenal wanted to play Carabao Cup. Saka was still there. You get my point now. So I feel like now that injury crisis now lead to the tiredness in Arsenal boys on that very day. So that is another problem. Now the question now is, what is the way out now? We be say all of this wahala don dey. You see, first of all, this is my message to every Arsenal fans. First of all, give your boys their flowers. This season, so far so good, they've been working the work. They've been working the work. I mean, playing all through the month of October without conceding a goal alone is incredible. Give them their flowers. Forget about complaining. That's why I'm always saying, when teams is playing well, you don't need to blame them. Mistake will definitely happen. From the side of Arteta self, mistake came on that very day. But give them their flower, including Mikel Arteta. Give them their flowers. Now, maybe we can push that one for one side. Number two now is this is where I think the solution lies now. International break came at the right time. Simply because about 50% of Arsenal starting lineup. In fact, for Arsenal starting, if we have to look at it from the perspective of Arsenal starting lineup, about 80% of them made their move down to their country for international break. But you see, that's why the fact say they still travel for their country for international break. I still think it is still better. Because imagine say they know they go for international break. That's 4 games in 2 weeks. Now they are going to be playing 2 games in 2 weeks. So this week they will play 1 game. Next week they will play another game. So I still believe there is still time for them to rest. Now a lot of them have time for their family. They will have time to, you know, 1 or 2 before they move down to their national team. However, I believe Arsenal is supposed to have liaised with each of these guys when we say they make their way down there. Liaise with them. In fact, even talk to the players. Because most of them don't already qualify for the World Cup that they are going for. Most of them don't already, you know, make it through already. So I believe the players might need to bring their efforts down more for the international break. However, the international break is not necessarily you start the entirety of Arsenal player, play them 90 minutes. It is very, very important for this communication, for there to be this communication between Arsenal and these various countries. Let us look at the number of Arsenal players that travel. There's David Raya, he traveled. There's Rice, he traveled. Ebele Cheze, traveled. Merino, traveled. Zubimendi, traveled. Calafiori, traveled. Saliba, traveled. Trossard, traveled. Gyökeres, traveled. Ethan Nwaneri, traveled. Miles Kelly, traveled. Max Dorman, traveled. That's about 12 players. 12 players. Are they sure say now based on 1 or 2 now make Arsenal tell England say because Saka is injured in one way or the other? Anyway, I still believe there is time for some of these players to rest. Players in likes of Timber need rest. Bukayo Saka need rest. So international break came at the perfect time. And now up onto Arsenal fans right now. You know, you guys are not the one on the pitch working the work. Now players now then they on the pitch. We say that they dig am day in day out. Now here's my message to every Arsenal fans. Do not stop believing in your boys. Even if they don't play well, this season is not the right time. At least this period we be say we dey. It's not the right time for you to come outside and start calling out name. If to say you be like my club now, we be say we no say it all. We just dey there. Maybe we shall dey part of everybody. You get my point now? That one day. But you see, this time, this period we be say Arsenal day is a very sensitive period. This is not the time for you to start calling out one person for not doing well. I've seen some Arsenal fans doing it in their last game. Some people calling out Ebele Cheze. Some people saying Arteta did this. Some people say fine, Arteta did that substitution, taking off Eze and putting in Christian Musquera. I believe that was wrong in that game. But this is not the time to start saying sack Arteta. He cannot do this. He cannot do that. You guys need to be one at this junction. Let your voice be one, encouraging your players day in, day out. All of this AFTV, they are big Arsenal platform. We say Arsenal players they watch day in, day out. Then they see them. You need to use that platform to promote strong energy for your boys. That is how you guys can keep the motivation level going. As far as Man City never climbed the table, pass una, hope they. Even if they climb the table, pass una. And besides, to even pass Arsenal right now with that high level of motivation, we be say Arsenal players dey right now. Now work. So make una know for. I know that Manchester City they have been doing it before and they can do it, but make una know for all this one we be say una don dey shake, una don dey panic. Now they do the work before. This is the time whereby your boys need you. Now up onto Mikel Arteta right now. Baba, you cannot afford to snooze this season. Arteta, this is your last season. This is your exam. This is your examination and you've been doing it well. Baba, you better do everything. If you have to hire a pocket picker, hire a jet flyer, hire a soldier to in one way or the other to just motivate your player, you need to get it done. This international break, get back to your drawing board, fix things. Fix things. You can't afford to. Draw is not good for you at this moment. Draw is not good. If you draw one more game, Man City win one more game, pressure to what? Pressure don't dey be that. So Arteta, over to you. Do your due diligence. And now onto my message to Arsenal players. You guys need to keep focus. Only one draw now. See as pressure don't dey. You can't afford to lose any match again, at least for the remainder of this year. Even though you are still going to be playing against my club, and by then, and that time we go, because I will still tell una say, I will still show una say I love my club pass una. Arsenal cannot afford to lose any game again for the first half of this season. You cannot afford. You see all those December fixtures. It is better for you to just discard it. In the Premier League, I'm not talking about the Champions League. And before I even go, if Arteta will need to sacrifice probably the Champions League. I don't know how this might sound in the hearing of Arsenal fans, but in my own opinion, I'm thinking chasing Champions League and chasing Premier League is not a good idea for Arsenal this season. In my own opinion, let me know what you think at the comment section. But for me, I think chasing Premier League and chasing Champions League this season is not good. Let me know what you think. I think Mikel Arteta need to work on getting one done out of these two. Don't say you go just change the two, so then you go lose the two. Anyway, the Gunners family, let me know what you guys think at the comment section. Please tap the like button. Let me know how are you feeling right now. Are you feeling pressured, or did you think nothing spoiled? The Premier League belongs to you guys this season. Let me know what you guys think at the comment section. Please tap the like button. And